Good morning, Mr. Chairman. My name is Jan Geldenhuys and I'm the site director for Nizhny Novgorod for this site here in NNPP. And we are really heartily welcome from Vatsky region and here in this beautiful town of small town of Nizhny Novgorod. It's a beautiful day here outside with the sun shining, clouds in the sky, the birds are singing, and the crop is growing very well. I really hope that this will be a good season because we started well with two good showers of rain, and at the moment it looks very promising. My goal is here to expand to 10,000 hectares of own fields and rented fields that we can supply in about 80% of our needs for the factory, and there will also be there's still a very good margin between bought feed and what we can produce by our own, because we can also control in a great manner more of the quality that we produce, and we hope that it will be really cost effective to produce our own feed. We engaged in also planted some fields with no-till production, which is low cost, and it's also very responsible against the environment, for carbon starvation, and also for a good soil management. So we hope that in the future that about 60% will be no-till fields and 40% will be normally cultivated fields. During the last 2 weeks, we have also been responsible for presenting a John Deere field day, which about 30 farmers of the region were attended, and to look at our John Deere equipment, and also we demonstrate we show where we planted with the John Deere equipment, and also we demonstrate some of the equipment during the day. The next day was also attended by about 60 people from the region, farmers, which come and look at our fields, and so we are very responsible also in the community to give back some of the knowledge that we gain over the years. My goal here is that we will expand to about 10,000 hectares of crop production, which will be about 90% of the needs of our factory. So we hope to be self-sustained, and cost-wise it will be very good, because there's the production cost per hectare if you produce it yourself against the cost that you buy in, there's a good measure of profit margin which you can attain by doing your own fields. We plan to do a low-cost production. We started this year with also with no-till cropping, and it looks very promising. We will see what the results is in the end of the year after harvesting, but at the moment it looks very good, and I think that we will do in the future a lot more of no-till farming, which is also very responsible for carbon starvation, and also responsible for the build-up of humus and for good soil management. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to introduce Mr. Thomas Larsen. He's also from Denmark, and he is Director of Pig Production in NNPP. Over to you, Thomas.
Dear Mr. Chairman, here we are in the farrowing stable of NNPP. We are a production that is going for 6,000 sows. At the moment we have 4,500 sows inseminated. We expect the first farrowings in the end of June. It has been going very well with the animals so far. We have a reasonable pregnancy rate, and we look very much forward to getting the first farrowings and get real first production started up here in the stables. We are having at the moment around 30 employees. This will increase during the next 5-6 months to approximately 70-80 people. We are having a very good team at the moment that's taking very good care of the animals, and we are very happy with the animals that we have received. There is Danish genes from Danish breeding genes. We are receiving feed from CP's factory in Moscow, and we are satisfied about this until that we are getting our own feed mill running. Our goals here in pig production is that we are starting farrowing in the end of June, and that we will start slaughtering the first pigs in the end of this year. We'll receive full slaughtering in the beginning of next year. That will be approximately 4,000 pigs per week we have to slaughter. The first of our own gills will be ready for inseminating in June 2016. We will have a goal about keeping employees on 80 maximum, and we'll have all about that we minimum are slaughtering 30 pigs per sow per year.
Mr. Chairman, I want to introduce you to Mads Stunder. He is from Denmark and he's also the feed factory manager, and he will tell you more about the feed factory. Over to you, Mads.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Chairman. Here we are standing at the feed factory. We are still building it and hope to be finished here in the middle of August. We have outside, we have our flat storage where we have a capacity of grain for around 2 weeks. Inside here, the feed mill, we have a capacity of raw material silos of around 350 tons. The process is like we have the raw materials are weighing on a weight. We go through hammer mills, and through that we will be mixed a big mixer with the minerals, and through that we will heat it up to around 80 degrees and get it through our pellet press, and then we'll get it out to our finished feed silos, where we will transport it out to the sites. My goal is here to make really high quality feed, and of course at a low cost as possible. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to introduce Per Holst. He is Director of Farm Construction and he's responsible for all this construction on the site. Over to you, Per.
Thank you. We are now standing at construction site at sow site. Sow site is what you see here. That's the most complicated of all the sites we have here. That's because we have so many different buildings, building types, and what is inside the buildings, the equipment, it's not the same in all of the buildings. It's very, very different from building to building. We started construction here at the end of 2012. And as you can see, we are almost done now for this part of it. We have pigs in 60–70% of all the buildings for now. And we believe that within a week or two we will be completely gone from here. Construction works continues on all the rest of the sites, and the Klima site where we have the small pigs coming. Actually, we are supposed to have the first buildings ready for week 28. That's in 4 weeks time from now, in order to take against the first amount of the small new piglets. And the site for slaughter pigs, at that one we start taking the first buildings in use in week 35, and everything will be completely 100% finished by the end of the year. The same goes for our feed factory, which are over here. Feed factory and storage, as well as garage and our main office. All these building and facilities will be ready within the next 3 months. So all in all, construction will be completed by the end of 2015. In farm construction, together with our subcontractors, we employ approximately 350 people here now. And we are working in 2, sometimes 3 shifts in order to finish in time.